We are doing a triptych art piece. And what a triptych is it's basically a 3-paneled work of art that is meant to be displayed together and that has unity, which unity is a principle of art. Basically, it means that the 1, 2, and 3 panels go together. So I started drawing a VW bus. So maybe in this one, I do the same VW bus, but from a different point of view. Like maybe I just do a close-up of the front of it, or even just a close-up of the symbol. And then in the last one, maybe I do it turned a different way. Or maybe I copy this. So I draw it once, and then I trace it. Another time, just trace it, and then I trace it again, so that all 3 are the same exact VW bus, but maybe I just then, will change the color. So the idea is that we're going to have 3 drawings, either 3 exact same or 3 different but similar subject matter. And then when we color them, we're going to actually use our different color schemes we learned about. So one of them will be monochromatic, 1 color plus black and white. One of them will be complementary, so 2 colors that live across from each other on the color wheel. And one of them will be analogous, so 3 to 5 colors that live right next to each other on the color wheel. But the main focus for now is the drawing portion. So in order to even get this size of paper, we took a piece of paper. Forgive my nails, they look terrible. We took a piece of paper. If you have blank paper, great. Use the plain white paper. If you do not have plain white paper, you're going to have to use lined paper. But we folded it in half, so it's in front of me landscape, which means it's wider than it is tall, right? This is portrait, taller than it is wide. This is landscape. I'm going to take the right side, fold it over, line it up to the left. Crease it. Then while it's still folded, I'm just going to take the top and I'm going to put it down to the bottom. Or if it's easier for you, you can open it up and then fold it again this way. When you are done folding it, you will cut on your folds. Now, of course, you'll end up with 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We only need 3. So the 4th one, you'll just set off to the side, and we will use that one only if you make a mistake and you really bad and you can't erase it, then you could use that 4th one and throw out the one that you have made a bad mistake on. So hang on to it just in case. Plus, always especially if it's nice drawing paper, it's good to save all your scraps because you can do little mini artworks on them. So I try my best to cut on the folds. Okay, cutting, and then it'll be like that. Now I already have one pre-cut, so I'm just going to get that one out. Okay, so for this triptych, I'm going to do it really fast. So let's say I want my theme to be feathers. I'm going to draw 2 different ways you could do this. So I could do 3 different feathers. Maybe on this one, I want it to be nice and big to take up most of the composition. And of course, I'm going to do this quickly, but you should draw much nicer than what I'm doing. And generally, I would look at a real feather while doing this to make it look more realistic, but okay, so there's my first one. There's a feather. Now my second one in the middle, maybe I do a couple feathers, like they're floating down. And this is, of course, if I want different styles. fluff down here. And then maybe there's going to be another one here and another one here, upside down, and another one here. I don't know. Okay, you get the idea. This would also be a feather. This would also be a feather. Of course, drawn much nicer. And then maybe the third one, you know, I do another one, but maybe it goes like upside down, but this way. Okay, boom, there's my triptych. Obviously it's unified, because to be unified, it means it has like commonalities, like things in common with each other, okay? The theme makes it unified. They're all feathers. Now, another option you could do for your triptych would be to still do feather or whatever you want, but you do it across all three. So ignore this drawing here. I was showing someone else how to do, kind of scale out a dream catcher. Okay, so if I want just one feather, but I want it to go across all three, I would start it on one. Oops. I always make sure my paper's lined up when I'm continuing the design across all three, because you want those lines to continue and be lined up when you put them together or near each other. Fluff. Okay, and then you start to draw your feather. Again, lining it up. Okay, so I've got my whole feather there. I would probably change it and make it a little thicker up here. I went a little too skinny, but just for this demo, I was trying to do it really quick. So, you know, you can always fix things, and never draw as dark as I drew, because when you start by drawing that dark, when you go to erase, you could still see my mistake. If I had drawn really lightly like this, and I make a mistake and I erase it, you can't see anything there anymore. So always start by drawing light. I just like to, for my video demonstrations, draw really dark so you can actually see what I'm doing. Okay, so again, this would be a triptych. It would be displayed like this with a little bit of space in between, but the design continues on. This is another triptych. It would be displayed like this with a little bit of space in between. So you can see they're different displays. One was vertical, one's horizontal, but they're both considered triptychs. So you kind of decide how you want to do yours.